Dohn Mheg. And to avoid storyline, we are going to skip. I remember this place rather nicely. Sort of a very unseelie location, in my opinion. Looks seelie, but is clearly not. Alright. Here we go. Like a green carpeted roller coaster. So, engage. Engage, and engage. Along here, it is not recommended to overpull stuff because you've got these going fast. Not gonna try to pronounce it, but the little tiny frog-looking turtle guys. They will stay stationary for the first little bit while they are casting some spells. So you want to not overpull, because the last thing you really want is to have additional mobs just run up and start wrecking your crap. Also, it's these things hit kind of hard right now since I'm not overgeared anymore. Got the natural gateways built in, so even if you do want to pull a lot, you're going to be caught up against doors and portals that prevent you from moving forward. I keep wanting to look at the map to like plan out where to go, but I keep forgetting that on this character it is not unlocked because it's the first time going through. Lovely that the flowers bloom as you walk past. Got a collection of morphos. Morphos being a specific genus of butterflies, I believe. But yes, along here, just pull what you feel safe with, and should be good. So we've got another one of these cloth. Again, Gaelic, Irish, Scottish. Most of this goes with the Irish folklore, I believe. I'm going to assume it's Irish. There's more than just those. There's also Welsh and there's Cornish and whatnot, so... a lot of things to be taken into account when it comes to the lore of these dungeons. I actually, side note from the dungeon, I would really love to be involved in some of the lore research for a game like this. Alright. Thon, Lord of the Lingering Gaze. If I recall correctly, this guy has a do not stand in front of him attack. Candy cane. Nope, that is not it. That is the Tank Buster. Okay. Hydro Fall. It's going to be a water drop. Laughing leap. Okay, he's going to jump at somebody and turn them into a frog, right? No. Land's blood. Alright, that's what this guy does. So, this is a section. Pay attention to the bursts of water. You will see them progress into multiple stages. You've got the flat pool, then you've got the bubbling pool. Bubbling pool means that it's going to go off and explode the next round. So avoid standing on a bubbling pool, but you can stand on a flat pool. Hydrofall targets 2 people now instead of 1. Right, we've got a stack. Considering the boss's candy cane skill can, bring me down by 70% of my life, it's recommended keep your tanks above 70%, just to be on the safe side. Now, if you're paying attention to the way that the water bubbles up here, you should be able to dodge every single one. So, do what you can to dodge. If you can DPS while you're doing it, great. If not, do not feel bad. Not everybody can DPS while they are dodging, especially the first time through. Okay. Candy cane's hurt in this instance. Since the boss is so close to death, we finish it up before then the field ahead of us changes. Okay, second boss. There are important things to remember with the second boss that I will get to when we get there. And it's important because, even people that have gone through it like 15 times are like, oh, we don't have to pay attention to these mechanics, but you do. I will reiterate when we get there. Like bosses, that no matter how powerful you are, you still have to pay attention to mechanics, because it makes the people that like to face roll all content actually have to pay attention and do stuff. I honestly think that's one of the reasons that a lot of people just, when they get into an X on Mentor Roulette, that's why they drop, not because it's a difficult fight, but because they don't want to have to do mechanics. Or in some cases, explain mechanics, I'm sure. Explaining the mechanics takes like a minute. It's really not that difficult to explain. And once players see it once or twice, normally they can figure it out, especially in this game. Once you reach that level, there aren't many people that are not... I'm not talking about level of skill, I'm talking about level of content in the game. So, yeah, I'm gonna digress there. Let's get to pulling some more trash. Little frog man looks like a turtle, but let's be honest, he looks like a Squirtle. Looks like a Squirtle in a suit. Now along here you can pull larger groups, I don't have the best confidence in the healer. They seem very intent on DPSing and leaving me below 50% most of the time. I am opening chests because this loot is actually going to function for my character. When I reach the point in the plot where I can unlock the location to purchase the N-tier gear, I'm going to be buying that up for level 80 instead of going to the market, because it's going to be better suited, and I will be on par with where we need to be for Endwalker. Alright, once these guys are down, we should get a path to the second boss, not the... Fuck, I'm bad at talking tonight. Feed. Alright, second boss. Second boss. It's some form of boreal creature. Alright, boss. Tank him in the middle. I would have tanked it a different way, but they dropped their little heal bubble right here. Swinge. Do not be standing where the swinge is going to go off. Dodge out of its way. Okay. Alright, fodder. This is the mechanic you need to pay attention to. There are going to be 4 locations, and you need to place yourself in one of the beams. So I'm going to come over here. You need to block each one of these beams. There are 5 of them total, you can't block all 5. And if more than one goes off on the boss, then they get multiple stacks of growing. And in this fight, you do not want the boss to have multiple stacks of growing, because when it reaches, I want to say 5 stacks, it's a wipe. Just mechanically, everybody dies. So you need to sap the nutrients by blocking the link from 4 of the... Oh, you will get rooted at some point. A couple of you, all of you, will get rooted. Break everybody out, Swinge is going out again, and we should get the next growth shortly. Oh, what's also nice is you can absorb the nutrients yourself in this fight and become larger and stronger. So by missing the link, kind of screw yourself out of DPS. Wailing Ivy. And this is the reason that you want to break everybody out, so that you can get into your positions, because if the boss gets multiple stacks, yes, you die. Swinge going out, dodge it. We did fairly well. boss feels a lot easier than it was at launch, but that's going to be true of a lot of these because they get tested. And they get nerfed a little bit. Healing. Got healing. We are making our way towards a water castle. Now in here you can technically pull a few at a time, I think. But yeah, you don't really want to do what the healer just did. I mean, you do, but you don't. Just because of how aggro can work sometimes. Fast Undine. No, I don't really know how to pronounce that word. So we are on our path to the final boss. It's going to be a few of these. Lovely progression. Look at that, a Kelpie. A boss from a previous dungeon being used as trash. We'll see how this healer likes the actual pull that I normally do. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have used one of my cooldowns there. I'm gonna start taking damage again. Get all my damage reduction skills up. And now let's just like chain heal ourselves for a little bit. Just to be on the safe side. It can go much faster if you've got a group that you can trust and rely on. Alright. We are right outside the last boss's door. Last boss is the one that has the frog song. Pretty sure. Do stuns. It's worth noting that a Paladin's heal is best used on somebody else because it will heal the target and the Paladin for a portion of the damage healed on said target. You can see we got a chest over here. Here. Reckless offending. Alright, recommended gear. We just improved our health by a little bit. Alright, we got the boss that's going to be appearing. Going to... out of that. Yep. Boss. Kinda wish that they would refrain dropping that in the middle of the thing so that I can actually take the boss where I want. I know it's a way of pre-healing, but it also affects how tanking is done. Alright. So this boss, Imp Choir. Do not look at boss. Or you get turned into an imp. You get turned into an imp. That skill right there that he just did, that is the one you do not want to be standing in front of, because that will turn you into a frog. Believe me, you don't want to be a frog. Alright, Fantasia is going out. Oh, it is this fight. So this section, you just want to walk on the path. If you fall, you go back to the start, but you want to get across the path as quickly as possible, get in the field, and start beating the crap out of him so he stops doing the finale. If you know what you're doing, you can get through it really quickly. If you fall off, don't feel bad. Happens to everybody at least once. Challenging Fantasia. Okay, changes into Shade of Fear, which resembles Cuchulainn from the Void Arc, which is probably why it changes into that. Has very similar skills. Do not be standing in front of the mouth, or it will throw up on you. Alright, it does a Flailing Tentacles and a targeted ground AoE. Targeted ground AoE does not leave something behind, so immediately rush back in after it goes off. Corrosive Bile. Don't be standing in front of the boss. There we go. And the boss shifts back. Does a lot more damage when he's in this form. Griaule gives everybody bleeding. Does that a couple of times. 3 times. Or is that just what he does when he reaches a certain point? Alright, so he does it 3 times in a row. And it gives you a stack of bleeding every time. Don't look at him for the Imp Choir, he's going to change direction and then do Toad Choir, which will turn people into frogs, like what just happened there. It's okay, their first time through. And blow goes off, go down a lot of HP. Comes the Capriccio again. And that is level up and the last boss completed. I hope that you enjoyed this run. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it informative. If you want to see more Final Fantasy XIV videos, please like, follow, and subscribe. The usual YouTube stuff. To catch me live, check out my Twitch, link in the description. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.